Hey, what is going on, guys? John Shea here from the No Shame Income Vlog, and today I'm actually going to walk you guys through a full-length tutorial of how I go about actually publishing videos on YouTube. So you're going to be able to use a lot of the things that I'm talking about in today's video to go out there and really help you guys speed up your process when it comes to creating YouTube videos, growing your channel, and getting more subscribers. So before we dive into today's video, be sure to throw me a thumbs up on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification as I'm going to be releasing new videos each and every week. And if you guys have any questions or comments for me on this video, be sure to go back and leave me a comment as I will reply to all of your comments. So let's dive into today's video. Alright guys, so we're over on my desktop, and really what I wanted to do today is kind of give a full walkthrough of everything that I'm currently doing to have basically grown my YouTube channel to 2,500 subscribers. Now, I know this may still seem like for some of you, a long ways away, depending on if you're just starting out with YouTube. I know I have many friends of mine that are really just trying to get this stuff going, and I wanted to put this video together really as a way to show people what I've done to kind of get my channel going, pass down some things that I've learned from other people, and really walk you through how I've automated most of the tedious stuff that I really don't want to be doing myself, or at very minimum is allowing me to save a lot of time so I can focus on what I do best, and that's creating more content. So I want to kind of go through a little bit of my history with YouTube. This channel I actually believe I started in 2016. In fact, I'm going to pull up this website here called Social Blade, which, by the way, if you've never heard of this is an awesome site for kind of getting analytics about YouTube channels. So if you have competitors in your space, you could use this as a way not only to see your own growth, but also other people's growth. So I'm going to go and search for my own channel, and you can see they give me my own rank within their system, the subscriber rank, video views rank, country rank, and how-to rank, which is the type of channel I have. They give an estimated amount of earnings, the amount of subscribers I've gotten in the last 30 days, video views, and my estimated yearly earnings. So YouTube recently made a change where the subscribers used to show every single day, like you'd get 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever it was. And now they made a change where they only display this based on it's like 2.48, 2.49. So they only do it in increments of 10. So between here, you can see from the 18th to the 25th, I ended up getting enough subscribers that I was able to get bumped to the 2,500 mark. And now over the last coming few days, I'm now at 2.52. So really, I wanted to make this video now that I've successfully gotten to 2,500 subscribers. That was a goal of mine that I had over the last few months, and I finally was able to achieve that. So what I wanted to do is really put together some of the things that I've done. Now, I've created quite a few videos, and for those of you who don't know, I've been teaching online on platforms like Udemy since 2013. So what I initially did when I first started my channel was I just created some random stuff. I wasn't really focusing on doing a lot of optimization and things like that. So a lot of these videos had come from other courses and things that I'd done. I just uploaded some free stuff. And eventually it got to a point where I said, you know what, why don't I start taking YouTube more seriously and actually putting in real time and energy. So I actually created the channel in 2015. So now it's October of 2019. So it's been roughly 4 years. But again, I've really only put serious effort into the channel over really the last year. So let me actually kind of walk you guys through the first thing that you'd probably want to do with the channel, and that's really optimizing everything all about your channel itself. So the first thing is, if you look at my dashboard here, this is basically my own dashboard for my own channel. I have a cover image, and I highly recommend getting something like this. You can go to a website like Fiverr.com. I'll give you an example, and you could do something like YouTube, cover, and we'll close these pop-ups or whatever's going on here. And you can see there's all kinds of people for literally just $5, make a YouTube thumbnail, channel art. That's basically one of the first things that you're gonna wanna do. So I had this designed by a friend of mine. We had a logo done, kind of a tagline, and then it's got an arrow pointing to my blog and my social media handles. I also had that same logo modified, and then I turned that into something that will show up as my channel logo. And in addition to that, I also added a whole series of channel tags, which are basically related to the things that I talk about on this channel. Things like marketing, SEO, digital marketing, affiliate marketing, personal development, make money, entrepreneur, passive income, digital agency, online courses, and internet marketing. So those are all related to the videos that I'm creating. So this gives YouTube an opportunity to basically show my videos to people that are seeking out similar topics or maybe looking at similar channels. Now, the next thing I did is I went and actually created a whole wide range of playlists for different things that I've been doing. So I have like lifestyle, entrepreneurship, internet marketing tips, product reviews. I did like a couple fitness videos at one point. Interviews I did with other people. I had some ClickFunnels based videos, which was a software tool. I even did some vlogs, which are more like personal stuff, like, more like my daily lifestyle. And then I had some free courses where I did either like previews of those courses, or I did like full free courses that I was able to upload a bunch of videos. And these were basically videos I had from other platforms and things like from Udemy and whatnot. So that was pretty much what I did in terms of like playlists. Beyond that, I also filled out a lengthy about description, and I also added my email address so people have the ability to get in touch with me. I think this is really important, and it just makes for the opportunity, if someone does want to reach out to you, that's here and available to them. The other thing I did is I added basically one of my friends. If you had multiple people that you were doing YouTube with, you could add them to this list and they will show up here in a sidebar that other people can find. So this is kind of a cool way to promote other people. Maybe if they decide to add you to their list, then that's just an extra way for you to get some more traffic to your channel. Beyond that, what I did is I customized the actual homepage. Cancel this. And if someone visits my channel, hey, what is going on? I'm gonna pause that. This is a welcome video. One other important thing is for any new visitors that visit my channel, I basically have this welcome video that kind of introduces me and who I am, what I'm all about. And then beyond that, these are like recent uploads, popular uploads, and then I have all those different playlists kind of set here, so as people scroll, they can see all these different things that I have set up to watch. So let's kind of go through more of the process that I do when it comes to uploading videos and some of the tools and softwares and things that I use. I'll take this example of a new one that I just did here, and this was more of a lifestyle video, but basically I put together a video talking about a brand new co-working space that I opened in Salem, New Hampshire, and more or less what I decided to do is optimize this the best way I could for not only like showing up for keywords, but just a combination of different things. So one of the first things that you'll really want to do is look at opportunities for keywords. Now I'm using a software tool called TubeBuddy, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But basically this is a software that allows me to put in keywords, which are basically tags, inside of your YouTube description. And I can now use this TubeBuddy tool to kind of gauge how I'm ranking for these tools. For these keywords rather. So you can see I started ranking for things like office space Salem, New Hampshire, shared office space Salem, New Hampshire, co-working New Hampshire, all kinds of different things. I even am actually ranking on all of YouTube apparently for office tour. Let's see if that's actually accurate. I'm kind of curious because that's kind of a cool one. So if you literally just go to YouTube and type office tour and you go through the list, there I am. I'm actually number 6. And another thing that was really important with this, and you'll notice this is actually a pretty nice image, but it's not really a thumbnail. This one's like home office, and again, kind of a nice background. You get a pretty good idea. But then I've got mine, which you can see it's got my photo, it has our business logo, and then really clear as day, the font really just stands out when you compare that to some of these others. Obviously, these are like women with pink backgrounds or whatever. Get this guy working in a ceiling or whatever. Some of these really aren't going to stand out quite as much as, say, a thumbnail like this, where the colors are just, really just hitting you. So it's kind of cool. I was able to actually rank this video for just the word office tour. And here I am sitting next to like Kylie Jenner and stuff like that. So again, the general idea with this is picking keywords and things that are going to be relevant for that particular video. And you can see this obviously is working in my favor because many of these are ranking on the first 10 spots of YouTube. And what may also happen is some of these keywords may end up also ranking on the first page of YouTube. So I know if I typed in, like, let's just try co-working space Salem, New Hampshire. And if we go to Google and see what happens, so this is the actual business here showing up in Google Maps, and it's possible this video could have ended up showing up. So here it is, it's actually on the second page of YouTube, of Google search for the actual YouTube video, and you can see the same thumbnail. So there's a chance that because of the way that I optimized basically some of these tags, I'm now also going to show up in Google searches, and people looking for this stuff may end up finding us. So pretty awesome stuff. That's really, really important if you want to get found, you want to get people seeing your videos, things like that. Now, some other things that are really important that I do is I basically like to have a call to action in all of my videos. Sometimes I put them at the start of the description, but if you really want to utilize the growth that you are having on YouTube, you basically want to look at how can I find an opportunity to collect leads and get more people coming in that are interested in the services that you provide. So in my case, I talk a lot about going out there and getting clients, working with digital agent, as a digital agency to work with business owners, help them with SEO or other digital marketing type opportunities. And I basically have this opt-in page where I send people and I tell them they can basically get a download of what I call my pay it forward method book. So it's a really simple little page. They hit download and it basically says, where should I send the copy? They put it in their email, and I then send them a copy of this quick little PDF book, and I then follow up with them and sell them on other services. So it's a really, really powerful opportunity that you definitely need to be utilizing if you're growing YouTube, is having some way to actually monetize outside of just like focusing on YouTube ads. The other thing I do with every video is I'll actually write in a decent description. Obviously, the longer the better. You have a huge amount of opportunity to put in a really lengthy description. You can add in other links, things like that. What I did with this one was I added a link to our website for Wired Tech Lounge. And then I actually have a few things that are set to be automatic with every video upload. So what I do is I basically have a few basic things here. I'll add in like, don't forget to subscribe for more future videos. And this is actually a shortened link off of my blog, noshameincome.com/subscribe. And it sends them to a page where basically what happens is they're sent to my same YouTube channel, but automatically this pop-up will appear and actually ask them if they want to confirm their subscription.
Hey, what is going on, you guys?
I'm gonna pause myself again. So that's a really cool thing you can do there. I like to add, follow me on social media. I have my Twitter and Facebook. If you had Instagram or other channels you were using, you can do that. A link to my blog. And then I also add in music. I use music from 2 different sources. One of them is a YouTube channel called No Copyright Sounds. So as you notice there, like when you were listening to my welcome video, I have these little sounds and things like that in my intros. You're probably even hearing some music in the background right now that my editor added in. And basically what ends up happening here is I'm able to take different songs from this channel, and so long as I give them credit that they are the ones that provided this music, I can pretty much take any song I want off of this channel. And they've got some really awesome music that works really well for background stuff. And it just works really, really well for your new YouTube videos. The other thing I do is I have a second SoundCloud one, which I'm also giving credit for. And then I have a little legal notice here that just basically saying that, hey, some of the links could end up being affiliate products or for my own products, and really just kind of protecting myself that if someone were like thinking, oh man, like he's gonna make $500 a day or whatever like that, things like that. It's really very much based on whether or not they take action, their own experience, and that there's risk with anything that they decide to do, right? So it's kind of protecting me, and me stating that I'm not a financial advisor, nothing should be considered legal advice, and that they really should do their own due diligence and research. So it's just kind of a protecting way of doing that. Now, some other things that I do in terms of the video itself, we talked a little bit about having the video thumbnail done, but there's a little bit of a formatting that I actually use with each of my videos. So I'm actually going to play this.
If you manage a team, you have to.
And I'm going to mute that because it's an ad. And we're going to skip this, and I'm actually going to go, the video is playing from a later point. Usually what I do is I introduce them, so I'm going to mute it, but basically I introduce them, who I am. I have some links pop up to my social to follow me. And then I'll basically ask them to thumbs up the video, subscribe to my video, and then I will ask people to hit the bell notification. And that way, if they hit that bell notification, that's basically allowing people, every time I post a new video, they're gonna get notified like right on their phone or in their email, and they're gonna see the new videos that I release every time I do them. The other thing that I do is I added a little subscribe now button, and this is something you can do in the global YouTube settings. I basically put something in here that has like a little, it's really small, but it just says subscribe now. So if they highlight over this, it'll have the subscribe option, and you can see how many subscribers I currently have. The other thing that I do is throughout the video, I'll have some call to actions where I may tell them to go download that same ebook. So if you look towards the end of this video, you can see there's like a little pop-up. Let me see if I can find it. There it is there. It says click the link below, and they can do that here in the description, or I'll have what's called an info card appear. And this basically will have the same link. So you can see it's a nice professional photo of me, land your next client, and they can click this to get the free ebook. So I'm kind of constantly reminding them of whatever it is that I'm promoting. Again, if I was doing product reviews, I might do a link to an affiliate link for that particular product review. The other thing that I'll do with the video is towards the end of the video, I have what's called an end screen. Now you can get these custom made on something like Fiverr. You could spend $5. And what I did is I had basically a custom one made where it has my logo, it's got my social media handles, my blog, and then again a subscribe button in the middle, which if they hover over this, they can subscribe to the channel. And then this is kind of a have you seen, and this one's just a random video. And I could change this out in the template if I wanted to be like something specific, but this just sort of gives them something random to go take a look at next. And then it also has my latest upload, which is the one like besides this one that was my newest video that I've currently uploaded. So this is a really powerful way that you can get people going and clicking on more videos, and then they'll start kind of getting suggested. And I have some cool background music that I add into this. So most of this is fairly automated because of the fact that I'm using a really awesome time-saving tool called TubeBuddy. So as you can see, stop wasting time on adding info cards, researching stats, doing the end screen stuff, having a backup of your channel, all the different things that come with a lot of the stuff I'm talking about. This tool allows you to do. Now, I'm not going to go through like a full walkthrough of this because honestly, in of itself, you could do this in a separate video. And in fact, I have a review video on my channel. If you just look up TubeBuddy review on my channel, you could find where I go into it a little bit deeper. But the general idea is that within this, let me go back. I have like different channels on this, but more or less I can gauge health. I can do keyword research, rank tracking. I can look at like brands, do split tests. I can back up my channel and really just see kind of a gauge of what's actually happening with the channel. Now beyond that, it has a Chrome extension where basically I'm able to do other things, and you can see that's what's built in here on the right hand side, where I can see like rankings, different stats about the channel. When you're doing your uploads, you actually will get like a checklist that you can custom modify for doing things like when you're doing your actual uploads, like have I uploaded a good thumbnail? Have I added the info card? Did I add my end screen? Another thing I've been doing a lot with videos is adding these hashtags, which will show up above the title. And this can help with keywords, like showing up in actual rankings. And it also kind of highlights a little bit about what the video is about. So this is, I did co-working Salem, New Hampshire co-working, shared office Salem, New Hampshire. So because I like use this as a tag, there's a good chance now that I did shared office Salem, New Hampshire as a tag, you can see I'm actually ranking #1 on YouTube for that. And I wouldn't be surprised if we actually go to Google and type this in. This one's, let's see, shared office, Salem, New Hampshire. And there's a chance we could have actually shown up on Google for this as well. I didn't really check this one, but it looks like maybe we're not doing all that well for that one. But you kind of get the idea. The chances of that happening are going to be much, much higher. So beyond that, let's kind of talk a little bit more about some of the other things that were really dragging me down when I was doing this, right? When I first started YouTube, one of the biggest problems was that I was doing all of this stuff, right? So I had to record the videos, I had to upload the videos, I had to create the thumbnails. A lot of this other stuff, right, like the end screen and the intro and the music and some of that other stuff, I sort of had figured out because a lot of it I'd like go and download like 10 songs, the end screen was the same, the intro, the way I did things was the same. But once I got kind of like that one-time stuff out of the way, it was still very daunting to go back and edit the videos and also do the thumbnails. So what I decided to do is kind of split the task between me and a virtual assistant. So I actually went over to a site called Upwork, and if you've never heard of this, it's basically a freelance site where you can hire people. And what I decided to do is actually hire a video editor and publishing assistant. So here's the actual job description that I used for this, and I wanted you guys to show this to you guys because it's something that's been insanely helpful for allowing me to really continue with YouTube. What had happened months ago, and some of you may have even saw this video, I had actually stopped posting on YouTube for a while because I got really burned out, and it was like I was spending all of my time on this stuff and I just wasn't really seeing a lot of results from it initially, and I ended up kind of giving up for a little while. But when I ended up implementing this kind of part into my whole system and everything I'm doing with YouTube, it really allowed me to save time and focus again on doing things like actually creating content. So what I did with this job description is I said I'm looking for someone to assist me with the growth of my channel, be a part-time role, probably a few hours a week, and then I kind of gave them a little bit about me. Primary tasks I'd be looking for would be editing the intro and the outro. And obviously I had that stuff for them. That's another thing I did as well, by the way. I'll show you guys kind of at the beginning here. After I do all that stuff I talked about, I had an intro done, and this actually kind of flashes in. So this is it here. I finished talking initially and kind of introduced them to what I'm going to talk about in the video. And then I had that intro come in. So I had this made on Fiverr. Again, I just took the logo, sent it to someone on Fiverr, and had them put this in. So it kind of just creates a good transition. And it's also really good is a lot of my videos, if you hadn't noticed, I'll talk in front of a camera, which is a nice little Canon camera I have on a stand, and I'll stand up and talk to the camera, and then I'll transition over into me actually sitting at my computer, which is like what I'm doing right now. So it's just a really easy way to make that transition and kind of introduce the topic of the video. The other thing that I did as well is I edited a little clip where I'll mention to people that they should go back and actually leave a comment on the video if they have any questions for me. So what I did is I took a little clip and I kind of made like this highlighted circle that just highlights me commenting on, basically replying to someone's comment. So this is a cool little thing that I'll have like overlaid over the actual video as I'm talking about this and saying, hey, go leave me a comment. Now, one of the most important things, obviously, again, and I'm just going to reiterate this, is that you really do need to tell people what it is that you want. If I just constantly make videos, but then I'm not like, hey, you need to go subscribe to get more videos, then people may not actually go do that. So just mentioning that over and over again, or reminding them that, hey, you can leave a comment on the channel, will really encourage people to go do those things and take action on what I'm actually mentioning in the video. So those are just some quick tips that I think will help you. Back to the job description. So basically for these, the primary tasks I'd be looking at would be editing intro, outro, editing in music, which again, as I mentioned, you can get from those no copyright channels. Any additional effects, like things to make it entertaining, like I have those little pop-up bubbles and things like that, my editor adds in. Helping me create thumbnails for each video. This was a huge one for me. And I had some Photoshop templates that I was working with. So basically I sent them those templates and they just work with them and modify them. And then I had optional, this would be ideal, perhaps the person would be helping me upload and research new video ideas. Now, I ended up doing a lot of this on my own, but again, depending on what you're trying to outsource, you could really take this as far as you need. But I said, hey, take my recorded videos, you could upload them, add the tags, add the end screen. So I ended up basically taking on a lot of this stuff myself because this really just ended up adding a lot more time to this person's plate. And this stuff was fairly easy for me. And I really wanted to be picky about what was actually going on. But again, you could go nuts where you want someone to like write your descriptions, help you research the videos, do keyword research, all this other stuff. And I basically offered to grant them access to like mentor them or any other thing, if they needed help with their own business. So then I asked a few questions like, have you done this before? Can you share examples? Are you interested in any optional tasks, or do you want to just do video editing? Why would you be a good fit? Why should I pick you over someone else? So I actually got almost 50 people to send me proposals for this, and I ended up hiring this guy Gerald, who I've been working with now for quite some time. So what I did to get Gerald set up is I actually set up a Google Drive folder I call YouTube Channel 2019. So I kind of wanted to walk through this, but I mainly first off wanted to show you where I really work with Gerald. So for this particular video, right, what I'll end up doing is basically I have a whole section of videos, and when I started this was back in June. So I've been doing it for some time now, and I've been able to pretty consistently do quite a few new videos. So I had my first video, I will make it whatever the first one is, number 1, and then I put the title. And then within this folder, I'll basically upload part 1 and part 2. So in this case, part 1 was me talking in front of the camera, part 2 was me doing a screen share. So the way that I format this is I will send him an email and I'll say, hey, here's the exact title I want for the thumbnail and for the video. And then anything else that I want to add, right? Like if I'm like, hey, this one's pretty basic, just do intro, end, all the end screen stuff, call to actions, and he'll go in and basically edit all of this, upload the finished file to this folder along with the thumbnail, and then I will go back and actually upload all of this back into my YouTube channel, and I will do the tags, the description, and get all of that going. So this is saving me a ton of time because now I don't have to do the thumbnail and I don't have to do the editing, which is a very tedious process. You have to go in and like clip in all the different sound clips. You have to add in all this stuff. Now, if you did want to do some of this on your own, I will bring up, this is the tool that I use to do the video editing. If you were to do it yourself, this is called Camtasia. And what I ended up doing with this is I actually built in a template. So I'll just kind of show you guys. I think I actually have like a template that I used at one point. So it's been a while since I've actually had to do it, but I thought maybe I'd have it in here and I could give an example of how you might be able to approach some of this. So I have a folder that more or less has this here. So I've got it saved on in a folder for YouTube. But basically this template was something pre-built that had a lot of the content in it. And let me again bring this over. And you could see I have like a swoosh noise I use when I do my thumbs up. Here was a song clip. Here's the outro, which is basically the end screen, that intro video, the comment clip. And then I had a subscribe button that was like, hey, go subscribe. And it would like pop up this cool little GIF with a sound effect. So what I would do is upload my video into this template and then drag everything in and do all the editing, fix the sound, add in this to the end, add in the intro. But it just took a lot of time to do this editing, rendering it, waiting for that, all that stuff. It can get pretty cumbersome. But if you're looking to save some money, you don't really have a lot of resources to go out there and hire someone, this is going to be a good way for you to save, essentially get going on your own. The Camtasia software, I believe, runs for about $300. and it's a really good way to just kind of get things moving on your own. So in terms of some other things, what I ended up doing is I have an additional folder where I had videos where I was collaborating with other people. So this is one I did for this guy, Chad Bartlett. And this was a video I recorded for his channel. So I had a folder that I kept those in separately, and I even have some others somewhere else for another buddy of mine. But beyond that, in this folder, I kept a few different resources of things that I would normally be using on the channel. So one of the first things is having some sound clips. So you've got clips which could be used for effects, like this might be like a swoosh noise for the thumbs up. Another thing would be like different songs that I really like, and these are all from that no copyright sounds. I went through and found songs specifically that don't have like singing or people actually doing any, it's basically purely music. There's no like people singing of any kind. So those were videos that I could use on a consistent basis. The other thing I did was I have a whole folder of photos of myself that I basically wanted to be able to use for my thumbnails. So I have like this one here where it was like a more professional photo, and you can see it's already cropped and like ready to go, where I could now take this photo and actually put it into a thumbnail. So I basically gave all these resources to Gerald, and these are all thumbnails, basically images that could be used in my different thumbnails. The other thing I did is I have a whole folder of different thumbnails, or rather templates, for like different Photoshop templates. So these, I don't know if I can preview this, but you can see these were like different templates. This is like, if I wanted to use this same photo with these effects, I could open this file and then just change the text around. So I had a bunch of these different ones with photos of myself that basically allowed me to go out there and get a lot of this done easier. Some different templates, even like here was another one with different colors. I could edit the colors. Here was another template like work in progress. So I have a bunch of these different templates that I was kind of utilizing, and I had a whole folder just full of them. Beyond that, I had different like logos. So like the actual outro itself, like here's the picture of that. Here's like that profile picture that I used for the channel. I have like different variations of the logo that I had, the banner for the channel, all the different things that I really needed to actually complete the channel are in here. I also had my intro and outro clips. So again, the outro is obviously that video, which is the end screen. I've got the subscribe template, in different like short and long versions of my intro, the comment clip, the subscribe button, all that stuff was basically stored in these organized folders. The other thing I did is I have a default YouTube description, which I told you guys about, and I basically put in like important links, subscribe, all that stuff here. But there is a way that you can upload this, so every time you do a new upload, it's just gonna have this stuff in there already. The other thing I did, and this is really important, is having some kind of content plan for all of my new videos. So I wanna show you guys what I ended up doing for this, and I'll open this up and give you a walkthrough of it. But basically this is let's see, if we go back to like my part one, I pretty much had a list of all the ideas of topics. So I had a proposed date of like when I wanted to publish that video, the topic for that video, and then I would kind of utilize a status here of whether or not I had like already published it, if it was in progress, or I recorded it, and then any notes that I had about that video. So like in this one, I had a topic of make $500 this week with this one website. Now, based on that title, I could do quite a few different things. So what I ended up doing is talking about how I've been making money with that freelance platform, Upwork. So that was what I focused on with that particular video. So I'd make notes that when I go back here, I know, okay, by reading these notes, I know exactly what I'm gonna talk about for this video. And I could literally go batch record and record like the next, 3 to 4 videos or whatever, and have that all ready to go, and make sure that, I could have like notes here to say like, sent to Gerald, or recorded the video. And then once I actually published it, I could come back here and make notes that have shown that I've actually published it and finished up the content. So again, it's a pretty lengthy process doing all of this, but again, once you kind of get a lot of this stuff set up and really to a point where it's more you just creating the content, and you get someone to help you with the thumbnails and some of the more tedious stuff that can take a lot of time, then a lot of this can go pretty easy. Now, I did want to leave this with my case. I have about 2,500 subscribers. I've had about 170,000 views. I am monetizing my channel because I was able to reach, I believe you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watched minutes in order to monetize through YouTube. Now in my case, I'm using YouTube as a means to really grow and get people into some of my other programs and bigger opportunities, buy my courses, whatever it is. And really, I looked at the YouTube actual revenue as something that wasn't going to be like a main source of income. But what was really cool for me is as the channel has grown, and because I've now monetized, the channel is now earning roughly between $200 and $250 a month. Now, the cool thing about that is that I'm able to take that money and now reinvest it back into having my virtual assistant go and do some of this editing stuff. So let's just say I spend even $50 a week on editing and having videos done and all that stuff. I'm still going to be making a profit from the YouTube revenue. And in addition, I'm making even more profit from people coming in and actually checking out my courses, buying affiliate products, and all the other things. The great thing about YouTube and doing a lot of this stuff is it's kind of like planting a seed, you know? I even noticed I've gone and done some videos on even like irrelevant topics. Like I did a review on this bike, and this thing just absolutely blew up. You can see it has 8,000 views, and I actually had so many people go and buy this bike using my coupon code. They don't actually give affiliate commissions, but I was able to get like $1,200 in like free clothing through this company. They give me like $100 towards their clothing shop. So I have like all of this brand new, like really high-end clothing, like literally t-shirts that cost like $80, because of the fact that I made one single YouTube video that took me a half hour to record. So what I would really say is that when getting started with all this stuff, you may be feeling overwhelmed. You know I talked about a lot today, but really the biggest things I would say that you really need to implement is looking at, how can I get a couple tools, like something like TubeBuddy, get a virtual assistant to help you with the kind of mundane stuff that maybe you don't want to necessarily try to do all on your own. And then the other thing would also be looking at a content plan, so you have some idea of what you're going to be doing, and don't necessarily expect everything to work all the time in your favor. I have like this video that's got 8,000 views, and then I've done other videos that only will get like 30 or 50 views. So it's kind of no telling, there's just a matter of time until honestly one of my videos decides to go viral and probably blows up and will really allow me to have like this massive growth with my channel. But the biggest thing with, again, out of all of this, out of everything I've talked about, is that I've just consistently kind of kept at it. Even after giving up once a few months ago, I was like, you know what? I'm going to find a better way to do this and actually enjoy it. And that's why I've been able to stick to YouTube and continue to produce videos. And as of currently right now, I decided, you know what? If I did 2 videos a week, that's not going to take me too much time. It allows me to still grow my channel, build my audience, and have some fun actually creating videos. So hopefully you guys have found this helpful. I know I've got a lot of resources that I've talked about. I'm going to try to remember all the things I linked below. And if you guys have questions on anything at all about the tools or processes or anything that I'm doing, again, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as I'm going to be releasing new videos each and every week. And again, thanks for watching this, and I hope you found it helpful.